Dogs, our loyal companions, our best friends, our family. They wait by the door when we leave. They wag their tails when we return. They curl up at our feet as if to say, "I will always be here." But here's the mystery. Do dogs actually know how long we've been gone? When you run out to check the mail and come back, they're overjoyed. When you leave for work for 8 hours, they're still just as overjoyed. So do they really understand time the way we humans do? Or is their sense of time something different, something more primal, something alien, but perfectly tuned to the bond they share with us? Today, we're diving deep into one of the most fascinating mysteries of canine psychology, how dogs perceive time. We'll look at cutting-edge science, emotional stories, and astonishing experiments. And by the end, you'll see your dog and the way they experience your absence in a whole new light. Let's start with us. Humans live by the clock. We measure life in hours, minutes, seconds. We schedule, we plan, we remember the past, and we anticipate the future. For us, time is linear. We imagine it as a straight line. Yesterday, today, tomorrow. We can relive memories from years ago. We can worry about something that won't happen until next week. But dogs don't wear watches. They don't plan for next Tuesday. They don't sit around calculating how many hours have passed since breakfast. So if they don't track time the way we do, how do they know when it's time for a walk? Or dinner? Or when you'll be back home? That's the question that has puzzled scientists and dog owners for decades. Here, where things get fascinating. Dogs live in a world of smell. Their noses are so powerful, they can detect scents in parts per trillion. They can sniff out cancer, track a missing person across miles, or detect explosives hidden in a suitcase. And one of the leading scientific theories is this: dogs may actually smell time. Here, how it works. When you leave the house, your scent lingers. At first, it's strong. As the hours pass, it fades, disperses, and weakens. Dogs might be able to measure the passage of time based on how much your scent has decayed in the air, on furniture, even on the floor. Think about that. Your smell could literally be a clock for your dog. An hour after you leave, your scent is still thick. 4 hours later, it's thinner. 8 hours later, it's faint. Your dog could be using this gradual fading of your presence as a way to know how long you've been gone. That means your dog doesn't just miss you emotionally. They're actually tracking you through time with their nose. Now let's look at the science. Researchers wanted to know, do dogs react differently depending on how long their owners are gone? One famous study observed dogs left alone for short, medium, and long periods. At 30 minutes, the dogs were excited when their owners returned. At 2 hours, the excitement level increased. At 4 hours, the reunion was even stronger. In other words, the longer the absence, the greater the response. This suggests dogs are not just living in the moment. They actually register the difference between a short absence and a long one. It's not like they sit there thinking, okay, my human has been gone for exactly 2 hours and 37 minutes. But they seem to have an internal way of knowing that time has passed. And it may not just be scent. It could also be linked to something deeper. Dogs, like us, have circadian rhythms, biological clocks that follow a 24-hour cycle. These rhythms regulate sleeping, eating, hormone levels, even energy. They can sense patterns in light and darkness, temperature shifts, and routine behaviors in the household. For example, if you always come home from work at 6 p.m., your dog might anticipate your arrival because their internal clock has learned that around this time you usually walk through the door. It's not that they know 6 o'clock. It's that their body clock is synced to your routine. This is why dogs often seem to know exactly when it's dinner time, even without a watch. So between scent decay, circadian rhythms, and daily routine, dogs might have several ways of piecing together a sense of duration. Here, where it gets even more mind-boggling. For years, scientists believed only humans had something called episodic memory, the ability to recall personal experiences in relation to time. But recent studies suggest dogs may have a form of this too. Experiments show that dogs can remember not just what happened, but also when it happened. For example, if they were taught a trick unexpectedly, they could recall it later, even if they weren't cued to expect it. That suggests dogs can link events to time frames, much like humans do. So maybe your dog does have a faint sense of earlier today versus yesterday. Maybe they can recall how long ago something occurred, not in numbers, but in feelings and memory imprints. But here's the part that truly matters. For dogs, time isn't just about numbers. It's about emotion. Dogs are deeply social animals. They evolved alongside us for tens of thousands of years. Their survival depended on their ability to read us, bond with us, and stay close to us. So when you leave, your absence isn't just a gap in the day. It's an emotional hole. Whether you're gone for 10 minutes or 10 hours, the feeling is the same. My human is not here. I miss them. And when you return, that joy, that explosion of wagging tails, jumping, barking, it's not because they can calculate the hours. It's because in their emotional world, every reunion is like the first sunrise after a long night. Time to them is measured in longing and reunion. So, do dogs really know how long you've been gone? The answer is yes, in their own way. They may not understand minutes and hours like we do, but they smell the fatting of your scent. They sense their circadian rhythms. They anticipate routines. And they remember events in relation to time. Most of all, they feel the weight of your absence and the joy of your return. So the next time your dog greets you like you've been gone for a lifetime, remember, in their world, maybe you have. To them, every second apart is an eternity. And every reunion is the happiest moment of their day. That's the mystery of dogs and time. And maybe, just maybe, it's why our bond with them feels timeless.